Well, it wasn't too bad. I've still got a lot of low right in this area here, right in the middle. It's getting close. I can probably do this with one more coat of Bondo. This side over here, it's starting to look pretty good. It's still a little low. Basically, this area here in front is low, about 1/8 of an inch up here. This one I'm going to have to clean this crack up, put another piece of cardboard before I Bondo it. And these hinges look pretty bad. I did a fairly good job of welding them, but they look pretty rough. So basically I want to grind these hinges down, the weld on them. So I can get Bondo up on them without having a lot of rough stuff. But basically I'll finish this this crack up here. I've got to clean it out a little bit. Put a piece of cardboard in it. This is starting to get close to the trunk. It's got to go up still quite a bit, about 1/8 of an inch. So I'm just going to pile quite a bit of Bondo in here. I'm going to put a thin piece of cardboard in this one because there's almost no gap at all. This side's real close. So that's what I'm going to do, is cardboard this up, put the gaps, and I'm going to go back over this whole thing with more Bondo. Now I'm going to put a piece of cardboard in this one. Got a little Bondo sticking in. Taking a folded piece of an old sheet that come off the board sander. Get me a gap in there that I can live with, and I'm just forcing this cardboard into it, and then I'm take a X-Acto knife here, get this cardboard cut. Kind of a curved spot. Pretty good. That'll give me something that I can put my Bondo over, and I can get this all filled, and then I can cut it. The trunk ought to open up pretty easily. And also I try to go into the old places. Just cut this. I'm not really trying to get all that Bondo out of there because I'm going to be going over the top of it again. But just to break it loose so it doesn't break the edges when I open it. Already got both corners of this cardboarded and cut. This one here is sticking up a little bit high. I I'm going to try to put Bondo on it this way. I don't really want any more on the trunk, so this will be good enough. It's just a guide where I can see where the Bondo's going. It's going to take quite a bit, so I'll mix some up and then we'll put it on. Alright, here's something you can use. It's a piece of cardboard for your Bondo board. I don't suggest using this on any kind of someplace you're going to have a final product, but for quick and dirty stuff, a piece of cardboard works good. You don't have to worry about cleaning it every time. So I'm just going to start filling this stuff up. So for this one, it's got quite an area to fill. This has got a low spot right here. I'm just trying to fill the middle of this low spot. And quite a bit has to go up here in this corner. That should be pretty good. Get some of these weld marks while I'm in the middle of this. Clean this middle up right here. Got a lot of low spots in it. And again, I'm using a lot of pressure forcing this Bondo into the sand marks. That's pretty good. Fill this area. This one's not so low, it's just a little bit right on the side. That looks pretty good. Bondo's starting to get hard, so I'm just going to try to fill this area that needs it. Force it down into that crack. That's actually quite a bit of Bondo in here. I'm just going to try to level it about to where the edge of the trunk is. Clean up my little gap here. It's pretty good. I got some Bondo left. I'll just try to get some places that got little low spots and still thin and spreading good. Just filling little holes right here with some weld marks. Low spot right there. That off. Pretty good. Well, that looks like it's pretty good shape. Continue with the rest of this Bondo. Got a marble size piece. Still spreading all right. And I'll clean up some of this stuff I know is going to have to be sanded off. Again, it's very tempting to get in there and once your Bondo starts hardening to try to do one more little cleanup. Don't do it. It's, all you do is chew up your Bondo. A little too much is never bad. But this looks pretty good across here. Got a little low spot right in this area. I didn't really fill this up too good. I can still see my cardboard in several places. But this is good enough. I'm just going to clean my cardboard here. And this will be good for another couple coats. Get my old dirty rag and clean up my spreader here. So it's important even on your rough Bondo to put it on as smooth as you can. Save you a lot of work in the end. So anyway, we'll let this dry, knock it down again with a sander, and probably one more coat will finish it. Well, that's good and dry. Put a fresh piece of sandpaper on my board sander. The other one was pretty chewed up from hitting metal. That's how to cut it down. position here for a close-up. Now this area here needs a little hand shaping. You can see that the cardboard itself sanded down. I just have a little on this inside edge here. Still a little low spot right here in the middle. Low spot right there. And over there is a little bit of a low spot right where the crack is. Of course, this is going to take some doing to finish filling that one up. I didn't really sand this one. I'll take the board to it again, and I'll try to cut this section out right here and smooth this off. I got a little low spot. Basically, I have a low all the way across right where the door gap is. One more coat of Bondo and it'll fill it right up, and then I can get my cardboard out of here and trim the edges. Well, before I try to put this final coat on, I'm going to go through here with my razor knife, and you can still see where the Bondo line is here in the cardboard. And I'm just trying to cut a thin groove in it. It's much easier to cut Bondo that's in cardboard than it is solid Bondo that's stuck to steel. Trying to get more than a razor blade width. I'm just kind of chiseling or trying to cut a little V groove in it. That's going to get filled with Bondo again on the next coat. But I just want to break it loose. That looks pretty good. As long as you don't really fill it up a lot, or well, you can fill it, but you can't pile a lot on top of it. You can sort of see where the line is, and it's close enough to get your razor knife in there. I also sometimes use a little saw, but it's kind of fine job for a sawzall. You can't really use that. You sort of do it like cutting metal, you know. You score a little line in it that you can hold and control, and then you come back over it with your second, third pass, open it up. Well, body work takes a long time. Building a car takes a long time. Even if you're just trying to do a crap job, it takes a long time. But when you're doing stuff like this, where you're trying to do a good job, quite a bit of time spent just on stuff like this, cutting out your cardboard. That looks pretty good there. And I've got this trunk edge here pretty much bondoed in, so I'm gonna try to cut the edge of this cardboard off as well. This way, when you open your trunk or door or whatever you're doing it on, you won't break the edge. If you do, it's no real big loss. Yeah, that's pretty good. So this helps you get it straight and keeps your bondo edge good. That's pretty good. Now I've got it all cut out all the way around. Just knock off some of the big edges and cut stuff. Just so I don't get lumps of hard bondo into my new bondo. Pretty close. My next coat should fill up all those low spots and be good to go. Well, I mixed this batch up with some filler honey. It's funny, you can see it moving here on the board. That's my hardener. I'm not going to put a lot in here, but I do want it to harden good. I put a couple inches of hardener in it. It's starting to get hot here in the shop. It's probably 90. So this stuff will kick off pretty fast. And it's the reason I'm putting it on real thin this time, because this is close to the final patch I put on it. That looks good. Spreading real smooth on my board. Now I'm just gonna hit the middle of this, putting a slight curve in my spatula here, trying to leave a high spot right there where the low spot was. I didn't really try to force this into the cardboard because it's thin, it's sticking good without a lot of pressure. Now I've got that on. I'll curve my spatula just a little. That should Should have left me a little bit extra right in the middle. Stuff rips when it's wet. Same thing here. Put it on where it's hitting what was sanded before. Curve my spatula. Hopefully left some in the high spot. This is pretty good. The outside edge is sort of low. Try and fill it up. Looks pretty good. More right there. That don't look bad. It actually looks pretty good. Put a little more right here because it's low and I got a lot left. There we go. Still see a little bit of my cardboard. And then I'm going to just kind of put the rest of this into the top part. Try to not get into the smooth bundle. Yeah, that's looking pretty good there. Don't see any highs or lows. Taking it up into that body line. Same thing in here. Making sure it's kind of smooth. I got a little bit left. I'll put that any lows I have. Yeah, that body thinner really makes a big difference trying to put Bondo on smoothly. See a little low right there. Right there. In this case, I'm just looking for dark spots. There'd be tiny lows. And because this filler is so thin, it's going on good. Starting to harden up a little, good timing. Come here to the back where it needs some. And fill that up. So that looks real good. Might need one more tiny thin coat, but I think I got it good enough now to go ahead and let it dry and sand it down, and then knock the then break the trunk loose. And without damaging anything, and then I can get my cardboard sanded out of there, and we'll move on to the final steps of this. Well, I knocked that down. This side here is real good. I got a little spot right there. The middle, it's got a pretty good low spot, but the bundle's getting thick in there. I need to open it. The rest of it looks really good. Bundle's getting thick right in here too. I can cut that, but I can't really tell where the gap is on this one, so I'm going to have to break it loose. Just a little, you can see that dark spot right there. That's a low. I didn't get up in here and clean this up, but looks like this edge here filled up good. Basically good enough. We'll see what happens when I break it. Well, don't look like it chipped anything. Get this tailgate opened up and have another look. It didn't take a lot of force to open it. I'll just see what we got here. This one comes off pretty easy. It's good. Looks like it split my cardboard here. That came off good. See, it's about less than 1/4 of an inch there. This cardboard stuck to the trunk lid. It's coming off pretty good. Did stick some down in there, but all in all, it's not bad. Bondo peeled off of this right here, where I had this one in. Yeah, it's I just didn't really grind this good down in the curve, but that's all right. This Bondo's gonna break off of here. Probably ought to get my cut-off tool or something and do this, just so I don't chip my Bondo. Yeah, I'll cut that off and bring you back. We'll see what that looks like. Well, all the edges look pretty good. They're not perfectly straight or anything, but the cardboard came out nice. And we took the board sander in there and knocked them down a little. The sandpaper is cleaning it up real good. This one here is still got a little low spot, but I'm just trying to make those gaps kind of straight and even. They're looking pretty good. They didn't really turn out as good as I would have liked, but it's still, this gap's too big and that one's too little. Maybe this time I'll try to put a little more in it without the cardboard, because the cardboard did fill up a big gap. The middle one, it's all right. That's pretty good. A little hand straightening on it, but Gap's pretty straight. That one in the middle are almost exactly the same. This one needs to be closed up a little. And I got to redo this area right here where I hadn't sanded it and tried to build this body line up. The Bondo just pulled right off of there. Anyway, it looks pretty good. Main thing I was going for is to get the surface level, and I've accomplished that. So go have something to eat, and we'll come back and maybe put a little more details on this.